iPhone SE versus Honor 7X speed test. That video is coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to the iPhone SE versus the Honor 7X speed test. Let's begin with a boot up test. Now, there was an overwhelming majority of people that wanted to see this comparison here, and it kind of makes sense because even though they're very different style of phones, right now they're both on the market for around the same price point. So you might be scratching your head saying, should I get an Honor 7X or should I get an SE? I mean, I get all that screen for about $200, or I can get that little, fast phone with 4K video recording on the SE. The Honor 7X doesn't give you 4K recording. You could see, even though the SE is going on 2 years old now and it's full 2 years, the Honor 7X being released in December is still slower to boot up than Apple iPhone SE. Okay, so let's talk quickly about the fingerprint speed now. Now, the Honor 7X is so quick, by the time you actually press the button on the SE, you're already in the Honor 7X, as you can see right there. So the SE is really no match for the Honor 7X when it comes to the fingerprint speed. Now, let's try it from the lock screen, 3, 2, 1. You can see it's not even close. It's a total blowout win for the Huawei Honor 7X in this round. Okay, so what about just the response time of the lock screen opening? Like if you want to check the time or you want to check a notification, let's check that out in 3, 2, 1. And you can see the Honor 7X looks a little bit faster, 3, 2, 1. And you could see another one for the Honor 7X. So the Honor 7X on the lock screen is a little bit more responsive than the iPhone SE, but you did see the blowout win on the boot up test for the SE. So they're kind of tied here so far. Okay, so let's confirm the softwares before we actually speed test these. 11.2.1 15C153. We're waiting on the 11.2.5 for Apple iPhone SE. Over here on Honor 7X, you do have EMUI version 5.1 and Android version 7.0. So it's a little bit of a bummer that Huawei went ahead and released their sub-brand Honor with Android 7.0 in December. I mean, they were already on Android Oreo. Even 7.1.1 would have been a little bit better. This Android version is like a year old already. So let's go ahead and get on with the speed test portion where we test the applications now. Okay, guys, so we do have the same applications lined up here. You can see everything is closed on Apple's iPhone SE. Everything is closed on Huawei's Honor 7X here. Now, one thing that I want to mention before we actually start testing this is I had to put the SE on my slower Wi-Fi network because this annoying thing about the Honor 7X is it doesn't support Wi-Fi AC. It only supports BGNN, and that could be a deal breaker for many because, with the upcoming 5G and all that stuff, that might be kind of slow going forward. So let's go into calendar, and you could see that looked like a win for the Honor coming home here. You can see the Honor is going to come home. Again, I've mentioned this in prior videos. When you have a capacitive home buddy, meaning it's a touch button, it's not an actual physical press, you're going to have a faster speed to the home screen just about every time. So let's go into weather. You can see that looked like another win for the Honor 7X. But remember, we are not on an AC network. If I put the SE on the AC network, it might beat the Honor 7X. Let's go into calculator. And you can see that one was quicker for Apple. Let's go into the camera. You can see camera, easy win for Apple. This also does 4K video recording. This does not. Let's go into Instagram. And you can see Instagram's a win, looks like, for the Honor 7X coming home. You can see it's just quicker home every time for the Honor. Let's go into Twitter. This should win for the Honor because Twitter is usually quicker than Apple when it comes to that application. So yes, it was another win for the Honor. Let's go into WhatsApp. And we got a win here. Looks like the Honor. Let me know what you thought down below. I didn't quite see that one. Let's go into Snapchat. And Snapchat's a win for the SE. And here's a reason why people always want to stick with their Apple devices sometimes is that the Snapchat app, I'm personally not on Snapchat currently, so that's not a big deal for me. Let's go into a PieGeek. And you could see a PieGeek opens first for Apple iPhone SE and then the Honor 7X. So here's where the SE should win with its better GPU. Let's go ahead and check the GPUs first here for Geekbench. So on the compute, you can see we have a Mali T830 here for the Honor 7X. Let's go into device here, and you should see that we do have doesn't look like it shows us here. I think it's the Power GT7600 here for the iPhone SE. So let's go into the Jetpack Joyride, and let's see which one can open this first. So the SE is just rocketing ahead, and here is where Apple usually blows away Android phones, and it's no different here. It just blew away the Honor 7X when it comes to that loading time. But you got to decide, do I want a slightly faster loading time, Or do I want to play games for 200 bucks on a screen that size? So that's really what you got to pick and choose here between these two. Let's go into racing in a car. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I know these are not the most graphically intensive games, but you know what? I don't really play too graphically intensive games. I play like, more casual games. But if you want to see a more graphically intensive comparison, let me know. That one looked like a win for the SE though. Let's go ahead and open up speed test now. And you can see they updated the app for iOS and it's still on the older version for the Honor. So like the Android hasn't updated it to this new one just yet. And you can still finding the server there on the Honor 7X. And this is what I'm talking about with the Honor 7X. It's got issues with being a little bit slower Wi-Fi than a lot of other phones. And that could be a huge deal breaker for a lot of people. But let me go ahead and run backwards through them. And then we're going to do a speed test. And I'm going to show you a difference between the AC Wi-Fi compatibility on the SE and the BGN compatibility here for the Honor 7X. Let's go through speed test. You can see they were both open there. Let's go into racing in a car. You can see the SE responds quicker to that open. Let's go into the Jetpack Joyride. And the SE was quicker to open that. Let's go into a Pie Geek. And I missed that one on the SE coming back home. Let's do that again. 3, 2, 1. And yeah, the SE is a little bit quicker to open. So it's got a faster animation. Let's go into Snapchat. Yep, that's the SE again. What about WhatsApp? That one's about the same. Let's go into Twitter. And you can see Twitter has to reload on the SE. That's surprising right there. Coming home, let's go into Instagram. And that was about the same, I would say. Let's go into camera. Camera wins there on the SE. Let's go into calculator. About the same. Let's go into weather. Yeah, that was the SE. Let's go into calendar. And that one was the SE as well. So very similar when it comes to the multitasking. That's pretty good stuff there for the Honor 7X, being as it is a budget device though. Okay, so the SE is connected to that 5 gigahertz network that does utilize the AC compatibility. So let's go ahead and hit go here and let's see what happens on this device. It should be faster than the download speeds on the Honor 7X. So you can see I'm rocking around 70, 69. No, I don't got the highest package, don't really need it. But yeah, 70 megabytes down so far on the SE. And I do kind of like that new design. I think they need to update it on the Android. But you could see 76.3 on the upload. We're looking at around 11, 12, going on 12. So let's see if the Honor with its BGN status, or AKA just the modem, not my router, see if it can beat this. And it actually, I know it's not going to. That's what really upsets me, because it takes a long time to download stuff because of this. Now, if you have a really fast BGN network, this probably won't matter. But look at this. So you can see right there, we're rocking around 20 and it's just getting crushed by these scores over here. And it's like this every time because, again, I cannot connect to the 5G HZ network. So look at this. So upload's about the same. Upload's not a big deal, but it's those download speeds on that AC versus that BGN that's a deal here. So easily, this is a win for the SE, and this is just built into the Honor 7X. So overall, you're going to get faster Wi-Fi speed on any iPhone really, or pretty much any of the newer Android phones. I even think that the Moto G5 Plus has AC. So in that same price range, you might want to consider that phone as well. Okay, while these two are running their Geekbench test, we're going to see the final scores here. I want to talk a little bit about the two. So with the Honor 7X, you do get a 5.93 inch 21p or 2160 by 1080p full HD panel. It's a 407 ppi, so it's pretty standard stuff. Even though it has an 18 by 9 aspect ratio, that's really the selling point here. It gives you that taller, more narrow display. It does have a 16 megapixel camera on the rear, 1080p recording. It does have a high silicon Kirin processor. It's a 659 here and a 3340 milliamp hour battery. We already know the SE specs, A9 CPU. We do have 2 gigabytes of RAM, iOS 11. We know what the SE is rocking by now. It's a 6S and a smaller phone body. So overall though, these are pretty killer budget specs, but like I say, the only thing that's really bugging me is it doesn't have AC Wi-Fi, which to me is a deal breaker. But I'm not saying there's not a lot of great benefits of this phone. We're going to cover that in the full review coming soon on this phone. I'll get back to you when these Geekbench scores are done. Okay, I'm going to just be straight up biased with you on this one. The SE just crushed the Honor 7X. When I told you I'd be back in a second, it was actually like 7 minutes for the Honor 7X to finish that test, and that was kind of annoying. But anyway, the optimization of the Geekbench app is much better on the iPhone. Every Android phone I've ever tested this against, it always finishes first and by a long shot on the iPhone device. But in terms of the scores themselves, The SE also crushed the Honor 7X here. You can see we do have a total of 2566 here for the SE and 918, not even 1,000 on the 7X. That's pretty disappointing considering it is Huawei's own built CPU. You think they would do a little better than that. 4556 on the multi-core. 3557 on the multi-core for the Honor. So what this tells you right here is that technically speaking, on paper, the SE is the faster phone. Throughout this test, you've seen that the Honor did hold its own. It wasn't too slow and it did pretty well on the multitasking. The boot up was much faster for the SE. The fingerprint scanner was much faster for the 7X. What does this mean in the real world? Well, the SE, I'm going to be honest with you, does feel snappier than the Honor 7X. The 7X feels pretty good for $200. I don't think it's going to disappoint most users because you get a lot of other values in this package here. You get the 18:9 display. You do get the nice camera, 16 megapixels. It does shoot very good shots and it has some great modes here built in. You also get a very fast fluid fingerprint scanner. At $200, you get a body that feels like it's $600. So the Honor 7X got a lot going for it, but the SE is still the better phone when it comes to straight speed. So if you're looking for top dog performance at $200, this is still the win here on this one. I'm calling it right here. Anyway, if you guys like this video, do me a favor, click the like button for me. Any comments, questions, concerns, drop them down below. Nick here helping you to master your technology. I will catch you all in the next episode. Be sure to be well and peace.